Hello everybody, and yes, we're back. It's myself, Ryan and JP, and it's still -9. It is -9 because I have got the man flu. I am dying, JP. So you need to carry me on the day's show, mate. I apologise. But
nothing else for it then, huh?
That's why obviously, mate, Celtic really is still at the moment, they're over in Portugal. There's not really much to talk about in the sense of the football, but in terms of obviously transfers and rumours and maybe things that could arise in the next few weeks, there's always loads with Celtic to talk about that sense, mate. So plenty to talk about again tonight, mate. Hope you're well and hope you're no too cold, mate.
I'm a wee bit nippy, mate. -9 as we say, so it's catching up with us all, I think. What do we say? It's been a while now. It feels as if it's been an absolute eternity for the last time we've seen them. And the last time we seen them was probably Australia. Can't really read too much into that, to be fair. But no, it's good to be back with you, mate. It's good to see your wee smiling face again. Old Ronnie's back to it. It's been a wee while, man. I feel as if this is like a delayed debut that me and you're having, you know.
I shouted.
Yes. What have you got to say on you go?
No, I'll be saying, because obviously it's good to see me smiling, but I'm smiling through a wee bit of a cold here, mate. I'm trying my best to smile. We all know. Sorry to all the females out there, but we all know man flu is man flu. You're no well. It's cup of tea time and tucked up and put to your bed.
You don't realise what's going to happen there. The comments are going to start coming in. You're going to get absolutely pelted, man.
I've had it before, mate. Sorry, I'll keep getting it. Yeah. But obviously, like you say, mate, obviously, Johnston is signed as well. He'll be coming in as well. We can maybe start on him because he's obviously on a few media.
We'll start on him. He's just at the door, man. Give the guy a break, man. Let him get here first.
He's in that Stag Taylor already. But obviously...
You leave the Oxford Lane.
No, he's pistol, but he's pistol now. But obviously, he's a good starting bloke. So obviously, he's signed. He's new. I see his Instagram post early says this is meant to be paradise. So I think he's starting to get into obviously being a Celtic player now. As to see his Instagram, I think he was 12,000 followers. Now he's 23. Must be like that. I think it's a new phone for big Alice in it. So
you know he's getting into it when he's in the airport asking people, "Can you see the Rangers coming?"
He's still too cold. But I think he's obviously a good signing by the looks of it. We can't comment too much on him because I've only seen him in the World Cup. I've seen clips of him on YouTube, obviously, because we've signed him, and you see some of his stats, and he does look quite physical in the tackle. He looks a bit aggressive, quite quick going forward, quick defending. He kind of, I don't want to say an all-round right back, but it does look like he's got just about everything that we kind of need for a Celtic left back, especially that aggression that we speak about often, well, me especially, that I think we're missing, especially in midfield, but I think all over the park we're too nice. And especially getting to the Champions League next year, again, hopefully when we win the league, hopefully you're beat back in again. I think that's the case. You need a bit more aggression in your play because it's already been nice and fancy, but sometimes you need to battle wins out, and I don't think sometimes we do miss that JP, and he might give that defensively. That's no saying Juranovic doesn't give you that. I'm just saying on him, I think he does give you a bit more aggression than maybe a bit Juranovic, because Juranovic does give a bit of aggression, but I think with this guy, for what I've seen, he gives you more maybe defensively. But I think Juranovic, for me, is obviously very good going forward, but this boy does seem to be a very good player by all accounts that we've heard and snippets we've seen.
My God, you done well there, man. Leave a bit of room for me. You covered all bases there, Andy Gray. Know what I mean?
That's why I'm the gaffer.
Absolutely every base covered there. How am I going to follow that now?
See me, you always do your research. Always do your research.
I think you and your mate Mendes have been doing too much scouting, by the way. I think you have been on a Y scout, giving it loudy.
The only scouting I've been doing is Lemsips.
Aye. Scouting Boots Pharmacy to make sure I've still got Lemsips on tap.
Is it like a Full-Hands Pharmacy we're going to do that?
Aye, the woman thinks your buns are shaking because you're getting all the money. It's no, they're shaking because it's -9 in Glasgow. No, mate, it's been absolutely, totally refreshing You look at, I mean, we hadn't even had Advent, man, and Ange's starting to announce signings. They're a mum across the water. They don't even know what day of the week it is half the time, you know what I mean? And we're announcing signings. So, no, as I say, it's been totally refreshing. And obviously, Kobayashi now, and obviously Alistair Johnson. I think what Ange's trying to do as well, Ryan, I think he's brought two players that can play at a fast pace. Because going with it, obviously we've seen these boys and but we know these guys. They can play with a bit of panache and tempo about them. And no, I think he's kind of played a blinder early doors. He's obviously seen a loophole in Kobayashi's contract, which he knew that the boy was going to be a contract. He moved right away when he knew the season was finished. I think he's done the same with the boy Johnston. And it's all about striking when the iron's hot, mate. It's all about striking when you've got something to strike for. And Ange did talk about, you say the word aggression there about Johnson, but Ange was talking about aggression in the transfer market.
Mm-hmm.
And it just shows you how actually proactive he's been. And obviously then we'll touch on it, but obviously he's been linked to one or two others. So it's going to be interesting to see where we finish up, because in my opinion, and knowing Ange and knowing the way he operates now, I think we're only going to finish stronger come the end of this. Come the end of it. I mean, the transfer window's not even opened and we've signed two players, so I'm saying come the end of the window. The end of the window's a light year away from where that is now. But no, it's going to be interesting to see how we feature when this window shuts, because I think he's played a blinder on the one as well, Ryan. We're getting these two boys in. It gives him a good 3, 4, maybe 5 weeks to settle with the team. And then obviously they can't kick a ball until the 1st of January. Mm-hmm. So it gives him that time to come in and really settle with the team, getting all the systems, getting all the way Ange operates, the boys all operate. And it means they're going to be ready to hit the ground running. Because they'll know all the boys, they'll know that he'll know the way they play, he'll know all the wee runs and everything else, so they'll all know one another by that time comes, mate. It'll be interesting to see how the two of them fit in.
I think, like you says, he's done a few loopholes to get Japanese centre back in as well, so by all accounts we've heard good reports about him so far in training and stuff as well, so
you done a few loopholes on Saturday, didn't you, mate?
The better. If anybody's over, apologise. I was a wee bit drunk. I was enjoying myself, shall we say. But when it's -9,
right, you put your clothes back on.
When it's -9, mate, you enjoy yourself. That's the way it's in Glasgow. But in terms of obviously the transfer window, mate, again, we've seen in previous windows of Ange's been here. He's very smart in his recruitment. He does it quite early so they can settle in. Seems to be the same. He's obviously, for me, I think Haskabanovic. Don't know about Abelgard if he's going to feature much, but I think they were signed in terms of to maybe be at their best in January. That's scary for me that Jota says Haskabanovic doesn't fit yet. For me, that's quite scary considering he's been okay, really okay. So I don't want to brilliant and fucking basically make his head really big, but I think he's been very, very okay so far, and that's him no fit. So what is it going to be like when he's fully fit and maybe lost a few pounds? I'm guessing that's what they're maybe meaning. I don't know if that's what they're meaning, but he looks good so far. He's very athletic, he's very fit for what I've seen, and that's him no fit. So it's mental behind the scenes when the players speak about the manager, they say these guys aren't fit and these guys aren't fit. We see him on the park and I'm thinking that guy's fucking quick. He's good at the ball, his feet. What I like about Haskabanovic is he's very direct. As soon as he gets the ball, it's like a badder. They just want to go. They just want to take people. They want to take people, and that's what I like about. They remind me of old-fashioned wingers like the Thompsons, the Maracics, even Guppy, guys like that. They get even Guppy. He wasn't the best of players, but he done a good job for Celtic under Neil. guys that just want to get the ball and fucking run like a gap, just motor forward. Just, I'm not saying they're as good as him or there is. I'm just trying to pinpoint. Sorry, I just like the fact JP they get the ball and they just motor defenders. You know yourself, guys who you played with. I was quite quick myself, but for yourself, mate. See when you play football, defenders don't like pace. They don't like with their back turned on pace because if you do a trick, oh, see you later, get a hot dog. Do you know what I mean? I know, Frank. Guppy. I just say Guppy as a scenario, just guys who used to play in the wing and just used to do an old-fashioned winger's job. For me, no, it's hard for that to come by, JP, in football. I don't think you get proper old-fashioned wingers. Maybe Mbappe could be one. I know he's a special talent. That boy, he's phenomenal. But the way he just runs, just fucking so quick and direct, and it just defenders hate that. They don't like it, and the fact that we're in Scotland and you're signing guys like that, defence in Scotland won't cope with it. They've no cope with it now when they've not really been fully fit. So when they're fully fit, for me, it's a scary thing for the rest of Scotland because Celtic, in my opinion, JP, have no properly started yet. We've had a few games where we've, like the 9-0 against United was very good. The game at Celtic Park against Rangers was very good. Off the top of mind, I'm trying to remember any other game that I thought we were frightened. Maybe Motherwell away we done well as well. I think it was 3-1 or 4-1 or something. Off the top of my head. I think we've done okay in some games. Some we've no struggled, but we've just barred the door down, couldn't get a goal, and this is us no really full phone. So after January, I'd expect us to be rested, just about everybody fully fit. Starfield's back as well, so you've got loads of guys coming back fit. The two strikers are fully fit. Maeda's hopefully going to come back unscathed for the World Cup. Vickers as well, obviously. So, and the other side of the city, they seem to always, they keep saying they keep doing well to January. They've had one good season to January, and then they kept going. But every other season for the last 4 or 5 years, roughly, they've been hopeless after January. Hopeless. So why do they think that somebody can manage is going to change that? It's just, we've got, like you say, we're going to get stronger, mate. Doesn't matter if they get stronger or Aberdeen or Hibs, whoever it is, they get stronger. If we go stronger, we're just going to be a lot better because we're better than now and that's full strength.
Well, that's it. And it's the fact that the way Ange is, like I say, he's so proactive. He's building something that's very soon going to be like a steam train. It's going to be very hard to stop it. The teams in Scotland can't live with the football we play when we're on it. So I really think that, you know, unless a monumental fucking collapse were to happen, which obviously isn't going to happen now because under Ange, mate, we've only lost one game in 16 months, 15 months, whatever it may be. I just don't see that happening. And again, that was away from home. So, but I just don't see that happening. I really cannot for the life of me see us collapsing. He'll not allow it. The standards he set for the time he's been made is just phenomenal. And I think the players, and obviously a massive boost to the team as well, Ryan. You've got McGregor back in there now, who's ready to go. And obviously we'll see him in, well, we might not see him depending on if the game's televised or not. I was going to say we'll see him on Saturday. But no, as I said, frightening. Plus, the squad's only going to get stronger. He is going to add to it. There will be players leaving. The Celtic fans will need to, I know, what do you call it? They'll have favourites, etc. But they are going to have to get used to the fact that Ange will need to move people on in order to accommodate other people that he's bringing in. You can't just stockpile the squad, mate, know what I mean, and expect, because Brendan done that for a foreseeable time, where we had about 1 million wingers, as he called it, do you know what I mean, and we had like all sorts of midfielders, and we had midfielders playing centre-back just because you couldn't get a game in midfield. You can't do that, you just cannot do that, mate. You also can't just randomly decide to promote your youth thinking that you're, all of a sudden miracle's going to happen. I'm not being funny because there's no youth team up here got the same talent as what Man U did when Arden Hansen comes out and says you don't want any of my kids. So all of a sudden you want to promote your youth as if it's going to make a difference. I found that totally baffling when I heard that statement. But in terms of the boys that he's integrating, Ange is integrating to our squad, they've been in about the first team for quite a while. Some of these boys aren't going to just be making their debut with the first team. You can't just go and chuck a boy in that's not played at that level or he's not any experience at that level. Because against teams like Hearts at Tynecastle and Rugby Park and places like Fir Park, Pittodrie, Easter Road, you've got 30, these boys will just get scaled left, right and centre. It's all right going and playing in, and I don't want to be disrespectful, it's all right going and playing in the Lowland League.
It's totally different.
Well, it's a totally different standard for the Scottish Premiership, first and foremost. I know the Lowland League is what I'm hearing is a very good standard, and I'm not wanting to decry into it, because some of these boys have got to start somewhere, which is great. But the Lowland League isn't the same standards as the Scottish Premier League. Nowhere near it. So they were getting into play against boys for when they went into the Champions League, and they get scudded. Even our boys get scudded. It's a massive, massive gulf between that to then playing against like Ajax's youths, Liverpool's youths, Real Madrid's youths, Leipzig's youths. When all these boys have, there's a lot of investment with these teams because Real Madrid's B team and whatever else, they're in the actual league in Spain.
Aye.
There's a number 2 Real Madrid team in Spain, you know what I mean? And they're in the actual leagues. And in my opinion, Ryan, that's the only thing that's going to help these boys unless you bring back some sort of reserve league. Because there is no competitiveness for these young boys. And there's no incentive, because if you won that league down there, you ain't getting promoted.
I know.
So what's the fucking point? You're busting your balls a whole year to just win a trophy. It's a trophy that it's not going to mean anything at the end of it because you're not getting like a promotion or a higher reward. So it just defeats the purpose, in my opinion, mate. But in terms of, you look at the Celtic strength, the squad, etc., it's light years ahead of anything. And listen, you can dress it up and pamper it whatever way you want. We are light years ahead of Scottish football, and we're only going to go that way because you said it yourself earlier. We won the league, we go straight back into the Champions League. There's another year of more finances coming into the club, the team more exposure. You become a much more attractive commodity in terms of commercially. The players are getting put on the big scale. Some of your players did very well at the World Cup. They were on a big scale there. So you've got to take all that into consideration, mate. A guy was wrote off for your fans for a free Bosman. He went to Australia at the World Cup, and he was probably Australia's best player. He totally, I know he get beat by France, but even in the France game, individually, if you look at the game, he was really good in the game, mate. He was very, very good. And if it wasn't for him and his ball retention, then they would have get embarrassed. I know they get beat 4-1, but they did get scalped about 9-1. But no, as I say, it's all good now when it comes to Celtic, Ryan. But the media would have you think differently. They would have it portrayed as a different story.
Well, on that, obviously, the day's the anniversary of Big Julian scoring that goal. I've not seen it anywhere. Nobody's mentioned it at all.
This is his anniversary today, I know, isn't it?
The Celtic won the Betfred Cup. Nobody spoke about it. It's not been mentioned because it led on to a treble that year and it led on to Celtic being more successful. But we could talk about that all the time. But a few comments made for YouTube and we'll back on with some more conversation. Frank, all right, guys, freezing -9, mate. Baltic. Another few Dell Hampton trips. All right, mate, how's things? James Robertson, good to see Murdo get well after his illness. Saw him play many times. Great wee player, gave us all of the game. Yeah, James, 100%. It's not really good when you see guys who obviously I'm a bit younger, but I've met Murdo at some events and stuff. He's a cracking guy. He's got a lot of time for you, and it's always very hard when you see greats at Celtic getting not well and kind of not do well because you feel that they're going to be here forever. You feel they're never going to, you know what I mean? So when they get no well, it's like, oh, right, okay, right. I hope he's all right. You know what I mean? So I really do. He's getting back to full strength soon, James. So thanks for bringing that up as well. Definitely.
Yeah, absolutely, James. Superb, mate. Celtic, in my opinion, one of the Celtic legends. Also part of a very successful coaching staff that managed to stop the original 10 in a row. So aye, definitely. And big shout out to his daughter Mary, who let all the Celtic family know how he was getting on, and she kept everybody up to date with, you know, what was going on with him. And I never actually realised until I read a story that he'd been in hospital for over 3 months. So that's quite a long time to be unwell for. You know yourself, mate. You're dealing with man flu now. You know, so you picture somebody that's really not well and every day suffering and maybe being away from your family for that long, and it must be absolute. I could only imagine it's carnage.
We never laugh and joke around the call, but there's other people. That's when you think I'm actually fine. There's other guys out there on the season. It's like you say, it's no sort. It's hard to speak about, but the fact that the guys are getting better, Murdo's getting better. That's the main thing.
It was really good to see a photo, even an up to date photo of him, you know, and in terms of letting us see that he's getting better, and I wish him all the best and his family.
Frank as well. Good luck to Murdo and Frank McGarvey, two of early heroes. Yeah, mate. Again, I'm a bit young for Frank, but I've obviously heard about him, seen him a few times as well. And obviously, JP's maybe a bit more streetwise to Frank McGarvey, but obviously I know about him, heard about him. His illness it's really sad.
He went to my school, mate.
Did he? Aye.
He went to St Leonard's. Yeah, he was at St Leonard's.
All right. See, I don't know.
I was asked the other day who the best player ever to come out your school was. And believe it, for the first time in my life, mate, I actually never said it was myself. Do you know that? I actually said it was somebody else. So I think there was a few shocks there, because even the room I was in the other day in front of me, like a couple of mates and etc. And I think a few of them actually thought it was quite modest of me. But no, as I say, it was Frank went to St Leonard's, mate. So he's an Easterhouse boy. So he was the greatest. He's probably the greatest player ever to come out of one of my schools, because he went on to score a barrel load of goals for Celtic.
Obviously it was quite touching for me, obviously, about the game, and we found out obviously what's happened to him when he came out and spoke at half time and stuff. And so was it before the game actually came out? I can't remember. But I was there myself, and it was quite touching. I don't know. It just seems to be JP. I know that anybody who's not well or anybody dies, etc. It's heartbroken. But when it's a legend of your club, because for me, I feel that like guys like Larson and all that, the guys, and even the guys back in 1980s and 90s, etc. You don't think nothing's ever going to happen to them. You just think they're there forever. And it's just when you think happen, you're thinking shit, right? And it was quite touching when. It was quite as touching as, and I was quite teary when quite emotional. I think the fellow Celtic Parks was all around Frank, and again we're all around his family. And I don't know too much about what has been happening with him since then.
You were actually there that day, weren't you? That he spoke to the fans.
I was there, so it was quite touching. It was emotional for him himself, and I think the fan base have rallied around his family. And there's only so much as a fan base you can obviously help with a lot of things and fundraisers and help see the family, but you know yourself, mate, the biggest thing inside the family, they're the people who are dealing with it. So we can only send our support to Frank, and we hope that he can get a lot better, and hopefully we'll see him very soon at Celtic Park, because I know his interview was quite emotional. But I hope it's not the last time we see him at Celtic Park. I hope that he can get better. And again, JP, I just think it's like Frank and James says there, it is really it's quite emotional when you see guys who have done so well for your club, and you just don't expect things like that to kind of come out, because you just think people will last forever, and we all know that it's not the case. That's life, but you do feel that these legends will carry on forever.
No, definitely. That's the thing. Like every player at certain clubs, we've spoken about this before, man. They always have a shelf life, so they always have a time where even Larson had it, and he stayed his course and he was true to his word as well. He says, "No, look, I'm gone," and that's it. And it was emotional because I was young, obviously, when it happened. So it was quite emotional for him because it was a big wrench, I think, for him to walk away, especially knowing fine well he was the main man. And you know, like even guys like Sutty and Big John and Lenny and Tomo and all the boys that were in beside him, mate, they all must have known that deep down they all knew he was the main man. Although he wasn't my main man. Like I say, I spoke to him myself. We'd actually having a chat with him, mate, and Tomo was in that team. He was just my favourite for different reasons. He was, Tomo's heart and desire, and like I say, his left peg's fucking probably one of the best left pegs I've seen in the game. It's just a frightening delivery, frightening shot, frightening. He just did a great. And I'm actually surprised, mate. I really am surprised Tomo never actually played at a higher level. Even when he was younger, because he must have had the talent. I mean, Anil seen it in him. So how did managers before not see that in him? And at the time, Anil was he was a modern, progressive type manager at the time, doing well with Leicester, and he took Leicester to fucking, I think it was like three top 10 finishes in the Premier League and won the FA Cup with him. He won the FA Cup the season before we got him. So, no, as I say, I was really shocked that Anil was the first kind of bigger name manager, because obviously he's came for the Premier League up to Celtic. But Celtic, it just shows you, Celtic's massive, right?
Yep.
I know Brendan didn't come directly for the Premier League. He came for his last job was the Premier League, but he never came directly for the Premier League up here. But again, it shows you the pulling power that Celtic have got to pull these kind of managers and names, out of hat. Because let's face it, I mean, Henrik wasn't he wasn't a massive name when we signed him. But Janssen knew what he was doing, right?
Yeah.
Janssen knew what he was buying. We were all like, I mean, the first couple of games, he was fucking, I was like, here we go. Even my dad's like, he's a plum. No, my dad, look, he gave a ball away to Jack Charlie. Jack Charlie goes on, we get beat 2-1. Me and my dad, the following week, goes to see him against FC Tyrol in Europe, and he scored an OG. What the fuck's going on here? Who's this guy? You know what I mean? 650 grand, I'm giving it that. Hope you've kept the receipt for him. No, hope you've kept this guy's the receipt for this transaction. And then all of a sudden, he just fitted right into the team like a glove. But he started off in the number 10 role. He was kind of playing in there and let Simon Donnelly roam forward. And then he sort of accommodated Andy Tom a wee bit out in the wing, and Reggie Blinker came into the team, and then Larson started to find his feet. I think his first season he scored something like 14, 15 goals, and that was a decent return for the position he was playing in. But he scored one of the best goals. I mean, to stop with 10 in a row, no, mate, that was fucking... But you knew, after that season, and then as he went, you knew he became... Larson didn't, in my opinion, Ryan, Larson didn't become as special as what he did until Anil was there. Anil brought players to suit him, right? Anil bought Big Hartson and he bought Big Sutton to play beside him, to give him that. He made Didi Ragata wing back for a striker. He made Alan Thompson play wide left, but what he done there was gave Larson service. He gave Stan Petrov the number, that overlapping midfielder through the middle, box to box type position. He gave him service. He gave him the tools to become the player he became. But then Henrik went away and dedicated, after he broke his leg, mate, he went away and dedicated himself to coming back. And he knew he was a fan. He knew that he was a fan favourite. Do you know what I mean? He knew that. And listening to him and all at the beginning, he was nervous and he didn't know how the fans were going to take to him. My goodness, man. That itself was just a special talent he had. And to have stayed with Celtic as long as he did, in my opinion, mate, was just frightening. It was just unbelievable. And we were so lucky that we had him. But again, Ryan, as I said, every player has a shelf life. Every player does. And you think they're always going to be around about forever. I mean, we've been lucky because John Clark's been there for he was a boy. And he's still, I know they've found a role for him now, and he's not what he used to be doing, but he's still doing whatever it is in terms of his ambassadorship and other wee things he does round about the club, and he's always on the YouTube videos and about somewhere. And they've been good to freedom at Celtic Park, but that only happened when Anil came again, right? Because Anil says himself, he thought that the Lisbon Lions were sort of, not forgotten about, but he thought they were sort of kind of, you know, these guys were the pioneers of what we stand for.
Yep.
They went about in, you know, but their stories, I mean, even when they won that cup, Ryan, my dad says it as well, that they didn't know what they'd done. It was just another game to them. It was just another cup final for them to go and win. They didn't know the massive, what it was going to, what it actually meant, what it was going to mean so many years down the line up to now. And then obviously, not long ago, we celebrated the 50th anniversary year. We done the treble Invincibles or something. Somebody was saying that. But no, remarkable, mate. Just frightening. But like I says, mate, every player has a shelf life, and players, unfortunately, do need to move on. But you're talking about two great guys who will always be remembered with the Celtic family, in my opinion. Hendrik says otherwise, and they've as well taken up fucking Kirby or something like that, or away doing something else, because clearly you're burying your head in the sand if you don't think Murdo McLeod and Frank McGarvey will always be remembered.
There was a comment, mate, but I can't find it now, obviously, because a few kind of drift away during the pod. But there was one somebody mentioned, I think it was James.
Not my fault, because I was rabbiting on there.
No, it's just because of this thing, mate. But James, if it is yourself, mate, commented, let me know, please. Supposedly, James says the media are, I think I've seen it myself, that supposedly Celtic are missing out in Portis. Maybe you got Rangers, or there's rumours about them going down south to Sheffield Wednesday and other clubs down south that I've seen as well. I think Bristol City or something as well. So Portis, I've spoken about before. I think he's a good player. Don't think he's anywhere near Celtic centre-backs, but I would say he's better than Stephen Welsh. Again, Welsh is an amazing to come through the Celtic
academy. You think so, Ryan?
Aye.
Really? I'm curious to know, like, in what way would you mean you think he's better than Welsh?
I just think it's hard to judge it. I don't think he's, in terms of Celtic, but if somebody says, who would you rather have, Portis or Welsh, I'd take Portis. One, he's very experienced to know. He's played with Scotland. Well, he's been called up for Scotland. Welsh, but he's played with Celtic. He's been even near Scotland squads. He's played more games in Welsh at a higher level. Obviously, he played Champions League, I know Welsh, but in terms of Scotland consistently, if you're talking about the value of money in terms of if it's a free transfer, would I take him? Aye, because it's a free transfer. For me, there'd be no risk. Just saying a guy, you kind of know what you're going to get from him. Aye, he could be a bit of hothead, but you've got to remember he's not working under Andrew. He's working under Lee Johnson, who I do like. He's a good manager. But if you go to play with Celtic, your mindset, I think, would shift a wee bit. Listen, I'm a Celtic player now. I need to watch what I'm doing. I'm going to get criticised everywhere. So if I do get a red card, I'm in the press for weeks. I'm getting abused, pop on the streets. I'm getting told I'm this, I'm that. So I think his mindset would change. Would I take him in terms of, do I want him? No. But on James's, I'm sure it was James's comment, I don't rate him in terms of I think he's a brilliant player, right? But if I was to take him a free transfer and was to maybe bolster your squad, then I'd be somewhat to Rangers with John Souttar, right? I said if a free transfer, I'd maybe took him just to bulk up the squad, maybe play 15, 20 games a year, because that's what we think he would play. But they've signed him for money to then come in and play when we all know that he's going to play 40 games this season. We know that. The fans says at an AGM, who actually transactioned to sign a player, give him wages when he's not going to play the full season? See if it's a free transfer, right? And you've just say for Tonks, you've got Starfelt, Vickers, what's the Japanese boy? I can't say his name. Kobayashi, and just say Welsh. There's
Jens or not?
Jens, 5, right? There's your 5, right? And see if you had a shooter to just say to make it 6, to give you 6 centre backs that maybe 1 or 2 might come in and out, but you've got a balance. Do you know what? I'd probably take it. It's more money, but if it's a free transfer and it saves you spending money, but again, you might spend more money, medical fees, so it's a big, big. They brought him in to come in and play. He started the season and he got fucking rings on him the first few games. He was Livingston in the first game of the season. He was hopeless.
The big boy Nibley sent him back to Easter Tynecastle, didn't he?
It just shows you when you go to a different team like Celtic Rangers, when you go for, like, I think it was Mackay Stephen says, like, the fitness levels for United to Celtic, it's totally different. Same as when it goes to the Rangers to Hearts Rangers, it's different. But the same as Portage goes to Celtic Rangers. So, and I know the reasons Scotland call-ups, it wasn't because he's form, it was media pressure because of injuries and other stuff. I know that, but just on James's comment, I think he's a decent player. Would I want him at Celtic? No. But if it was a free transfer and it was just to help the squad, I think Ange could maybe do something with him, JP. I think he's the raw talent to maybe do something, but he's not playing in the best of teams. And he's always
Bobby Boucher.
Aye, he's always going to concede goals because he's playing not the best of teams. But I think if he came to Celtic, he look a better player. But I want to take him. So if Rangers want him, James, and then they can take him because they can't really pay money for players. I don't care what anybody says. We'll go into that. Aye. But they say there's finances available. What finances? There's £0.9 million a loss. They've not made much money for Champions League. This is not just me. This is the NAGM is coming out saying this. So it's not that we're saying this out of tongue in cheek. That's what's been put on our eyes. So on Portage, I don't know what you think. I've probably spent a bit too much time about to talk about it, but I don't think I would really be worried about it if Rangers signed him. I wouldn't be worried about it if we signed him. I just think he's a decent player. He's done better than I've, and I think he's probably better for his own career. I think he'd be better going down south, earn a bit more money for himself, and maybe try and move up the ladder down there. Maybe, I don't know.
Well, I'm afraid that's all I've got time for, folks. Thanks for listening in.
Right, I'll get pea milk, sugar. Right. You're an arsehole.
No, definitely.
It's a cold. It's making my heat go a wee bit.
That's what I was going to say. I think that man flu is taking over there. No, fair play. I mean, everybody's got an opinion. That's what it's all about. It's all about different opinions. And as I say, it's everybody's got a different view for everybody else. And listen, see if we were all the same, it'd be something fucking wrong with the world, would I know? But no, as I say, would I take Portage? No. Because I don't think he's good enough for Celtic. I don't think he's capable of filling the jersey. I think he's just a big daft at times. He lunges into challenges. He's stupid in the head. He does a lot of daft things to his game, which is probably why it's kind of stopped him. It's kind of stopped him moving sooner. He's only moving because his contract's up for renewal, and he obviously doesn't want to stay where he is. So
I don't know his actual stats and stuff, so I need to look on it. I don't know that.
I can just remember him at the game at Celtic Park when we took 6 off him, mate. And to be fair, we wouldn't get a game of 5 with us, man.
If I had to pay money from not a transfer, I don't think he's good enough. But it's difference between a free transfer to make your squad than actually a guy to put in your team. With a sign to put in my team, no. But
gone in that performance at Celtic Park, when he got a selection box off me.
IP, he should sign to maybe get in the team because they can't go spend £3-4 million centre backs that we can. They can't do it. So people can come. They can come and say to us, "Oh, we can this and that." It's clear you can't keep buying players when you're running at a fucking loss. It's alright if you're Man United who are getting backed with all sorts of merchandise. Real Madrid are backed with Perez and basically, I think it's the King of Spain or something. They're backed with basically the Prime Minister. Barcelona are in deep shit because they're not getting backed anybody apart from the board members. So, and they're starting to buy players. They've got
to sell. Thing we bought him, didn't he? Was it Spotify bought him?
I think so, aye. But before that, they were massive debt. They've been struggling to buy players. They had to sell players before to buy players. They're still need to owe the young money. So, it just shows you eventually it catches up, and it's going to keep catching up because they're not getting the money that we have to strengthen in January. See, if we really wanted to strengthen January, like you said, JP, we spoke before. If we really didn't have the money in the bank, right, say we had maybe a few million to stay to the end of the season, just sell a player and bring 2 or 3 in and then sell them next year. It's a revolving door at Celtic.
Aye.
It's a revolving door for the Lang thing at Rangers. At Celtic, it's sign a player 2 or 3 years, or even a year, maybe beyond if it's the right gone. Sell them, get the profit, we move on with it again. The model we've got is brilliant compared to them. Like you say, it's free transfer city.
Apparently, that's why they've got a dressing room toilet now. It's a revolving door because there's that many of them shaking themselves now.
Be nappy on them.
Aye. By the way, the very small man did leave a going away present for them all. He left them some fresh incontinence pads for when they come back after break.
No, he's left them. He's packed lunches still in his locker. And
Aye. I hope, by the way, somebody's went on and took the fucking jam sandwiches out, by the way. See about mouldy, wasn't
it? His wee suit still hanging up in his dressing room.
Big Lundstrom came in last week. He's like, is that the mouldies? He's like, no, it's jam sandwiches he's left weeks ago.
No, but I do agree with you. Sorry to cut off at the Portis, mate, but I just have to get it in. I just feel that I know they're going to no sign, but they think that Bill's going to come in, and I'll speak about it at the end of the podcast, but they think he's going to come in and deal with wheeling and dealing. He's no Celtic. Celtic's kind of changing their board. I know Lawwell's back, but they've got Mark Lawwell now, they've got Mickelson, they've got other guys in the background that we probably don't even know about that are doing a lot of stuff. Left his booster seat in the bus, aye, Sean. Definitely a booster seat. I'll mention him and B. Staley, 2 very small men at the airport, brilliant.
He's calling a guy all sorts of names a few weeks ago, and he says he's a brilliant guy.
Slaughtered him for 4 months, 5 months. Oh, he's a very good guy.
Man.
Sure, just listen. There's a. I said it during the.
But they're not still in a huff, by the way, because they didn't get a clap.
But I sorry to cut you off at Portis, mate, but I do agree with you. I don't think he's good enough at all.
No, he's no, mate. He's no, it's a close chapter. Move on. I don't even think he's on my radar. To be honest with you, I would be really, really fucking stunned. I think if that was where we're going, we've just brought in Kobayashi, so I don't see why Ange would then go and sign Ryan Porteous. Mm-hmm. It wouldn't make sense. And obviously Welsh just came through our academy, so and he's already a chance. I mean, he's had a few bids in for him, and he said no, so he must see something in Welsh. I know we keep saying he's maybe not the guy to go to, man, to take us to the next level. But by the way, we didn't think Oxo was going to be the man to go to the next level, but look what's happened to him. Mm-hmm. Tony Ralston, we thought he was going to be first out the door. He's turned his game around and all, so it just shows you never know what's around the corner, mate. You just don't know what might happen. Football's a funny old game, as they say, mate. 1 or 2 injuries, the boy might get a sniff again before he knows he's back in and he might start performing well. And it might happen out the blue or white, that'd be Greg Taylor, because in my opinion, that's game for neighbour. But the thing with Greg Taylor is, if you do a bit of digging on Greg Taylor, you'll find out he used to be a midfielder. So that's why he can play the way he can play in this inverted role, because he can take the ball and turn and fucking look up and play the ball forward. Because he used to be a midfielder. So that's how it looks like a straight, smooth transition for him to be able to do that. I actually think, Ryan, and I said this to my dad, like, see if we were to sign like Kieran Tierney back for whatever and we get a sniff to do it. This is just an example, by the way, for him that goes, oh, does he know Kieran Tierney's coming back? No, I don't, because that ain't happening. But what I'm saying is, if we did, this is my opinion, I think Kieran Tierney would have to learn how to play that role. I don't think he just, because Kieran Tierney's a fucking bomb forward and get to that touchline, get to that byline and get a cross on. He's direct. He's not an inverted fullback, mate, and he's fucking right legs for stunning him. Whereas Greg Taylor passes the ball with his right sometimes just to move the ball quicker to get that extra yard for himself. And then he gets back in, he drops in and shows an angle to get the ball back to turn so that we can get right into a fucking, a turnover. And like I says, and I think that's why teams are finding it hard, because of the speed we do it. And now we're brought in a left-sided centre-back with a left foot, so you imagine the fucking speed we're going to be able to play it now, especially down that one side. That's it. In my opinion, that's what's been missing there. And if this boy's half decent, then he'll, he's going to balance out the team something ridiculous, in my opinion, mate.
We come for Robert. Hello, lads. Only after turning on, have to toss a coin to watch the end or go back to the beginning. Go back later. Great show. Thanks, mate. Thanks a lot.
Thanks very much, Robert. Cheers, mate.
Tierney, mate, again, we all know for me, Tierney's one of the best left backs in the world. I know he's had his injury issues. I think he's top notch. I still don't think he gets the credit off no really Celtic fans off outside of Celtic that how good he is, and even Arsenal fans were wanting to be, some of them were wanting him to be the captain down at Arsenal when obviously Xhaka obviously gave it up or was told not to have it.
I'm not saying, by the way, I'm not doubting his ability. I just think he would need to sort of mould himself into that. He's not an inverted fullback. No,
it would maybe take him a few weeks, right? But because he's that good a player, I think maybe after a few training sessions he would get adjusted. But on Tierney, mate, I know he's never going to come back to the because that's just never going to happen. But I do see him come back to Celtic in some role, if it's a player, if it's a coach, or even some part of somewhere. Do you know?
The Green Brigade.
High part of the Green Brigade, aye. He could be the main. But I think for me, if he was to ever come back to Celtic before he's maybe 30, I think that'd be phenomenal. Same as Andy Robertson. I know people are saying, "Oh, when he take Robbo and all that." Listen, see if Andy Robertson.
He's the same, Ryan. I know that he's that direct as well. So
I don't think I think. Listen, to get Robertson, he's going to, no matter what he says, a big Celtic fan, he would want to come in the future. And he always said he would only come maybe at his peak or just after his peak when he's no finished. He was told demand wages. You can't just get a guy come to Liverpool. I know you're a fan, so we'll give you £10 a week. He's still got balls and a family.
You can't of course, but when you get a certain age, right, you can't just start demanding all sorts of money.
See, if you're ever going to get Robertson, it's probably going to be within the next 2 to 3 years. If no, then I think he's going to come. No, but I don't think he'll ever come next because I think he's still at the top of Liverpool. They're still going for Champions Leagues and they're trying to get back to win the league again. So I think maybe Celtic is definitely the back burner in terms of they two. But I do get what you're saying, mate. I think if you play football, you know football. Like me, right, I was a striker, right, but I couldn't really play it wide. I played it wide to accommodate people, but I couldn't really do it. I wasn't a winger. I couldn't track back. No, I'm not saying I was lazy, but it just wasn't my game to go and defend. I was just always up there, so I can see that point. Tierney's going forward, up and down, but sometimes with Celtic, Taylor's going in, but he's going in, and then he's come back. It's like he's always trying to one area, but if he's going forward, somebody's covering. So I do get what you're saying. I don't know, some other fans might think the same, mate. I don't know, but in terms of what me and you're saying, I agree. We spoke about it in personally as well, that whoever does come into Celtic, if it's to take care of Taylor and Bernabei in the future, they would need to know this fullback though, and I think Ange's going to sign players that knows how to do this role. I.e. the Japanese boy. Apparently, he's superb at the boy's feet for what we've seen in highlights and what we've heard.
His diagonal passes are unbelievable.
This is what we want for. This is what we want for our centre backs. People. Starfelt was a bit iffy to start off, but for me, I think Starfelt's all right in the ball. I noticed that when Jens and him were playing, when Jens was out the team and he came in, I felt more comfortable with Starfelt on the ball than I did Jens. I've said that probably every week on this. I think Jens is okay. I think he's okay, but is okay good enough for Celtic to play every week? Probably no. He's maybe, if he was to sign, would I think he'd play every week if he was a full-time member in the squad? I don't think so. I think Vickers and Starfelt and maybe the Japanese boy, the fact he signed them permanently, he obviously fancies him because he can maybe go from loan in January to the summer to see how he is. I don't know how the terms are, but
well, their season's funny, so that's how they've managed to get him for nothing.
Robert again, key to know. I know he's not got a game with Arsenal, but to be fair,
he was injured there, Robert, for a while as well. He was carrying a really bad injury again.
But to be fair, they've got Zinchenko and he's top and all, man.
He was injured and all, wasn't he? So
we're thinking Taylor and Bernabei are decent in the Serie 2 guys. Do you know what I mean? Tierney and Zinchenko. For me, Zinchenko's top. I know Guardiola's far better than me at managing. He's far better than me at everything football. But how do you let him and Jesus go to Arsenal? Something's not right. Oh, especially guys who are maybe going to try and challenge you now. Arsenal challenging the top league.
No, of course. And I watched a wee bit of their game of day. I don't know if you've seen it, mate. They were on a day. They beat Leon 3-0.
Aye, so it could be a bit late for Guardiola. I know that sounds daft, but Jesus is scoring them goals and
He's out
Zinchenko.
for 3 months, I know, by the way, so they look as if they're going to have to go for a... And I know they've been rumoured to go for a boy Tielemans for Leicester.
He's a very good player.
Very good player. I can't understand how he never got a game of Belgium at the World Cup. That was a massive. They decided to play Vixel in Stadium, and in my opinion, that was probably one of the reasons why they went out as well, because they didn't have that sort of tempo in their midfield. Couldn't play it. No, as I say, mate, I know certain Celtic fans might say, no, I think about Tierney and stuff. I'm not down in Tierney. Tierney was an exceptional player. I'm just going with my opinion on based on the way Ange's got the team so dynamic now. Tierney isn't a dynamic player. He's a one trick man. He tries to go by people. He goes to the byline. He gets crosses here, and he's aggressive and he's running. That's it. And by the way, what I will say is Andy Robertson and Kieran Tierney, one dropping performances for the both of them, and Greg Taylor's, in my opinion, Greg Taylor's a ball head away from getting that Scotland jersey. How can you say no? Because he's performing at a very good level week in and week out.
I would definitely say he's got to be getting a bit more game time now. I'm not saying starting, but he's got to get more game time. Same as Ralston. I know people might say Ralston for me, as obviously we don't know much about Johnson yet, but in terms of Hamijanovic, he is the second right back. I know we've got two right backs you can chop and change, but if you go to the main games, who starts? Juranovic, so that tells you he's the main man. Seen a lot of social media comments when they're talking about Juranovic. Obviously, his agent leaked a few things before the World Cup. And
his agent said more leaks than what's in my granny's soup, man.
But they were saying, obviously, like some fans, again, it's their opinion. I'm never going to criticise a fan's opinion, but some fans are saying, I prefer Ralston better anyway. That's your opinion, but for me, Ralston's he's steady Eddie. He's done very well. He's done better than I've done, Mark, so I'm not going to give the guy anything. But in terms of him, Juranovic is a better player, in my opinion. He's a better all-round player. Aye, they might do bits and balls better than each other, but in terms of all-round player, Juranovic is better. He's going to go for a good bit of money. He's probably going to progress his career into an even better player, going maybe again, we're a big team, but a better league with maybe better players around him. Because let's be fair, if they go, they're top, but I think we did a lot of scouting, suppose, in the game against who are they playing against? It was all playing. Is that right? Croatia. That's right.
They played tomorrow, didn't they?
I've seen it in the paper online this morning. Apparently, again, it's rumours. My dad, I think my dad had to send scouts to watch a game for him. So he's been attracting attention for a while, and I think it's just like you've said, JP players have got a time where they go, and I think it's inevitable. It's either January or the summer, but I think he's away. I've kind of came to terms with that now. I've came to terms where I'm going to say Cheerio yet until it's confirmed, because I'd imagine he might still be the right back in January in terms of Rangers game, because I don't think they'll sell a player right at the start of January. I can't, unless a deal's already been agreed after the World Cup, they'll put it out. You'll probably tell JP maybe the game at Ibrox, if Johnston plays or Ralston, then Juranovic stays are probably numbered. I would say so. Or even Aberdeen, or saying that if Croatia gets to the final, he'll be back in time. So maybe the latest you might see Juranovic might actually be Rangers, because he might get a week off or so when he comes back, because he's obviously been through the World Cup. So, but I think, mate, he stays numbered in terms of just because of the transfer talk. You know yourself, mate. 9 times out of 10, I know the media like to put a lot of shite and they like to put leaks, etc. But these days, the odd time you might get a bit of shite, but 9 times out of 10, you don't really get smoked without fire. The media sometimes, I know they put out a lot of shite, but when it comes to certain things, they've got to have some substance to it. Obviously, we're talking about the Cream boy, Eoz, the Egyptian guy, the Japanese boy as well, and they were tiny wee leaks, and then now they've kind of a bit forward, so they don't just come out from anywhere. But only Juranovic, mate, I do think I'm hoping we've not seen the last of him. I do think we have, personally, just beyond the media talk, because I think maybe something's been done behind the scenes, because I don't think they'd have signed and announced Johnson if Juranovic was to be sold personally. Again, I might be wrong, but it just hand in hand. I spoke to you about it today personally. For Celtic to have three, well, I say Welsh is decent, right? But in terms of three good right backs that can come in and play, very rarely do we have three. It's always really two. So to have three in your books by starting maybe the middle of January, I can't see it unless nothing's obviously come up yet.
No, well, that's it, mate. And like he's for the fact that he signed Alistair Johnson, in my opinion, tells me that Juranovic might have played his last game for Celtic now. I think Ange has been proactive there, and instead of being left with his pencil holding in his hand, mate, know what I mean? And he's not got a ready-made replacement in for him, and then he knows he maybe need to go a run of games just with Tony Ralston there, because in case Tony Ralston gets injured, then what happens? So, in my opinion, he's covered his bases there, and he's went away and he signed the boy Johnson, and as I say, I wouldn't be surprised if Juranovic was after the World Cup, and then he says cheerio, because I don't imagine the three of them will play. Ryan, I don't see the three of them playing a significant amount of time in what do you call it? And like when we hit this next round of fixtures, I don't see the three of them. Obviously, Johnson can't play to January, but after that, once January hits, I don't see the three of them playing a part in the team together. I think again it'll just be the two, and I think it'll be Johnson and Ralston. I do think Juranovic will be sold. I seen the link you were talking about with Atletico Madrid coming to watch him and etc. It's not his first link. He's been linked to him.
Yep.
So the players at an age now, I know, but I mean Johnson's 24, Juranovic is nearly 28. So he's probably at that point where he knows he's sell it. And probably one big pie move away now if he like getting big bucks or bigger bucks than what I'm getting now. He's got a young missus, I know, I think he's just got engaged recently, so things happen behind the scenes, mate, that a lot of us aren't privy to. Like, missus is in your ear giving it a loudy and want to do this, and if you want to start a family, I don't really want to bring up a family in Glasgow. So I think what Ange's trying to do as well, in terms of he's trying to bring in quality now to boost the team. I know he's been linked to that big South Korean striker. The boy scored a couple of goals at the World Cup. Two incredible headers, by the way, let me add. But he's bringing these guys in because he can see that he must know about them, so he knows that they're going to enhance the team. He's not going to sign these guys, mate, because they're no better than what they've got. He's not done that yet. So probably the only signing he's made that's probably no managed to get into teams, Big Segrist, on a regular basis. The him and Gucci, probably the two guys that he's probably signed that you go, right, they're not really. And then you could probably say Big Abelgard, but Abelgard hasn't been in that long. Gucci, in my opinion, I don't want to write the guy off, but kind of looks bleak a bit for him, mate. I don't think he's going to be able to disturb that midfield. Is he better than Hattati? No. Is he better than Riley? No. Is he better than McGregor? Fucking no. So I don't think he's going to. James McCarthy, he might be another one that moves on in January. I think his days are numbered at Celtic as well. A lot of Celtic fans will probably say it was a strange signing, but I know why Ange did it. He done it at a time we were on a high turnover of players, and we needed a bit of experience to come in and help some of the guys that were there and stabilise mindsets. And it wasn't necessarily just for his footballing ability. It's just been unfortunate. James has not been able, in the games that he has, he's been okay, but it's been unfortunate that he's not been able to make a steady impact on a regular basis. But Ange isn't daft, Ryan. He knows he's signing guys that are going to make an impact, not just for now, for next season, for the Europe as well. And listen, a striker could help because, well, it's not that it could help, it's going to help because, let's face it, we were goal shy in the Champions League game, mate, and we had a bar load of chances. And about 2 or 3 of them, my granny might have scored one of them, you know what I mean? So, you could look at all the games back and say, right, but we could have easily progressed for that group. In my opinion, I think we should have beat Shakhtar twice.
Yep.
First and foremost, you look at that the Real Madrid game at Celtic Park. We have the better of the chances before they even score. We're taking the game to them. We're fucking, especially the first half. I mean, there were spells in the game where we were really them. McGregor hits the post. These goals going, mate, that's a different game.
Yep.
Different thing altogether. So, and I know they're quality. I know they're the best in Europe, and you know they've won it that many times. But the game, I heard Martin O'Neill say it as well. These kind of moments change your game. Wee moments like that change your game. And it's all about now, Ange will be left with a bit of taste in his mouth, mate, because now what he'll want to do is turn that to the positive and turn that so that we are winning the games. And we are getting to that point. And I think bringing the big striker in, who, again, mate, you've got to look at that profiling as well. Kind of similar to Giakoumakis in terms of he's a big physical striker. He's quite agile and, you know, he's quite aggressive. He's very good in the air. So it'll be interesting to see. Like I say, it'll be interesting to see what's going to materialise through the rest of as we move into January, etc. But it only looks positive for us, Ryan. It only looks good. The Egyptian boy, I don't know. I'll be honest with you, I don't really know anything about him. I know he's an attacking midfielder, but don't tell Alec Ray about it. Apparently he can play 3 positions. Alec Ray will probably not believe you. He'll probably say it. Fucking James Sands is worth 10 million melon or something like that. Or James Sands is a utility player and Rio Hatate can only play fucking Subbuteo.
I don't utility players, Hatate, sometimes when you play positions, they're not really that good. Oh, but James Sands, he can play here. What a player! That man! Jesus, right? Know what I mean?
That good a player, he can't get a game in the USA.
He couldn't get a game.
I know he's not even getting in the fucking team on FIFA.
I didn't even play 5s when he got a game in my 5 team. Know what I mean? Fucking Melody Quicksand, I mean James Sands. But I agree with you in terms of McCarthy. I don't think it was a strange signing. I think it was a good signing considering his value. It was a free transfer. I mean, Joe Hart. I think Joe Hart was a million at somebody. But they two signing roughly the same day. Great experience. I still think McCarthy's apparently very good in the changing room. He's obviously very experienced. I think he's still capable with Celtic, but maybe the way we are playing is different to maybe say, hey, well, boys, we need players for the Champions League and who wants to be here to work, train hard to make the team score, play better and chances. No point.
I agree with you, Joe.
I get you, Joe. Aye. But I think on that, Joe, you're maybe talking about maybe Giakoumakis and Juranovic, maybe because the papers come out. One thing I want to say to anybody is...
How's Giakoumakis? I mean, I can believe the Juranovic thing, right, because that was through his agent, etc. But has Giakoumakis actually come out and done that? Because I don't...
Me and you spoke with it personally, mate, and obviously people who maybe... Listen, we've had the privilege of speaking to William as well, who's obviously like Motherwell agents and stuff. We know how players work with agents and the papers. We've kind of been privileged to know what goes behind the scenes sometimes. And for me, the papers leak things which sometimes only through because that gathers momentum for other teams to look at, maybe it's available and, he's not wanting this, maybe we'll give him this. Giakoumakis has never come out and says, I want to go or I don't want to sign a new deal. His missus has come out and says on Instagram, like, she's happy here, we're happy here. They come out the other day saying, no, it's only stalled on a wee thing, it's not a big thing. But when you hear things, people just like to need the news, I think, in life. And when they see things, he's not want to be here.
No, people believe it because it's on Facebook.
There's always reasons why either a transfer stalls or a guy doesn't. It could be a family thing, it could be anything. It doesn't need to be wages, it could be absolutely anything. So, but I do agree with you, if somebody doesn't want to be here, then I don't want him here. I tried my best to Angelo Gigi isn't trying to get one. Angelo,
Angelo, that's no. that's not what we're led to believe either, because it's actually his agent that's come out now in the last couple of days and said, look, this is a load of nonsense, this isn't what happened, and this is no, like, because it got put to Ange in his media presser last week, and Ange was like, it doesn't look like that in training to me, it doesn't look as if he's training well, he's doing it, but he's been asked today, he reported back, he was, all the players have come back fit and well.
Just media talk, just try to cause issues.
I think it's just that, in my opinion, and I wish a lot of your fans would just catch on to it quickly, as, in my opinion, it's just deflection tactics for what's going on across the water. They've got pals in the media.
Angelo, it could be almost been by Mick Beale.
I think it was Mick Beale when he was writing it, I know about it.
I just want to believe anything that media say in terms of Celtic contracts, because they say Juranovic was away in the summer, he was still here the now. So don't believe things. Listen, the day
well, they said last year he'd be sacked at Christmas, didn't he?
There you go, know what I mean?
The
day Prince stuff, it's true, but I think this are things that they're trying to blow up. Oh, he's not what to stay. They're not saying they want to stay. I've said it before. If I was Juranovic and Celtic gave me another year deal, I've got 4 years left my deal. Why would I want to sign another deal? It's Gio Torn and Bill. Why would I want to sign another deal to keep me here another year when I've already committed my future for 4 years? For me, it just doesn't make sense to sign another year deal to back to go for my 30s.
No.
I'm even a 30-year-old.
Mm-hmm.
So I did say, we spoke about it. We spoke before, so I don't know about to cover all ground, but we did say that it was either maybe to sweeten the deal to get him more money, or it was to give him more money to maybe say stay for maybe another year and then he can go. I don't think it was to please stay. I think it was just to sweeten the deal in some capacity. Obviously the last part, mate, we need to speak about it. People might say why you're talking about rivals, but obviously they had AGMs the other day. They probably talk about AGM.
That was yesterday, wasn't it?
That was the other day, the AGM.
Why was it in the undercover?
Maybe try to prove they got money. Maybe, I don't know. Big Ross Wilson sitting there nodding his head. No, this isn't happening. Well, where's your accounts? Where's the big accounts that I've not seen? You know what I mean?
Video. Douglas Park just wanted one of his parts of fucking Hamilton buses to come in and lift them straight out of there, didn't he?
Well, a lot of Rangers fans are giving Douglas Park a bit of abuse, right? He's a guy that's getting the money. He's getting the money. Money does not go to money.
No, but the thing is like, I can't really talk. I don't know all the ins and outs of what's going on, but what I do know is they're in soapy bubble. They're living in a delusional bubble that they think all of a sudden this guy's now the Messiah and he's going to come in and all of a sudden change what's going on.
There was a call for JP. I can't mean who it was, but it's disappeared now. Supposedly, David Martindale's saying that Michael Beale's this and Celtic were worried. I've not seen that, but I'm just going with the comments, so it must be right.
Mick does what Mick does. Is that what he said after it?
Probably. Mick does what Mick does. Tav does what Tav does.
Tav does what Tav does.
Listen, I've said...
Then a camera spins and it's a photo or a revolving door on a toilet.
I've said it for day one since he's come in and he was appointed, right? The guy is obviously a good coach to get to where he is, right? There's no doubt in that, right? For what we've been told and what we've seen, right? There's no doubt he's a top coach to get through the Liverpool. I'm sure it was, to get to where he is a manager's QPR, coach at Rangers, and now he's a manager, right? He's obviously got some credentials, right? But in terms of credentials as a manager, I don't see how he's got the job. He's only got the job because he's been there before. It's lazy scouting. Unless you see if he does well when he beats Ange, I'll go, you know what? Fair enough. You can record this back and say, they said this. Fair enough. You can only talk at the time what you see. And I don't care what anybody says. You can take Guardiola in that Rangers team and no beat Celtic. That's my opinion. Because Celtic have got more money, have got better players, and that just had to change it overnight. That won't change in 6 months. I don't deny Celtic came in and obviously Ange came in last year, a year before, and he changed the full team. But it took like a while to get us gone. But when we got gone, we got gone. I can't see Michael Beale come in and put his stamp within 6 months. It's going to take him time. And again, this is me trying to be unbiased as I can for the first time this podcast. Rangers fans will need to give this guy time. Don't just think because if we win the league or we beat them maybe 2 or 3 again, or we beat them next 2 or 3 times and maybe starting next year, don't go, do you know what's not good enough? You've got to give a guy time because they've not given Village Hill much time. In the last 2 or 3 games, they're on his back. I know that's the way it is in this.
Only a short time ago, mate, they thought he was a messiah.
Oh, they were sitting after the semi-final, Gio, and then now it's bye-bye.
They had the Holland strips on.
I know I had the Holland strips on and a bit.
Terry's chocolate Hollands boxes at the top of the reeds.
But listen, I've already said I don't think Rangers, no matter who it is as a manager, I don't think they'll beat Celtic this year. And I just think as long as Andrew's at Celtic, I just can't see anybody beating us because we're going to have the manpower in terms of the finances that Rangers are going to go. Rangers are not going to get the money that we've got either, especially through player money. They've not get it. What players worth assets in their team right now? Maybe Goldson at most, maybe because he's 4-year deal. I don't know. The boy Kolak's done okay, aye, but he's no anybody like near our 2 strikers. They've got all injuries, which will be another excuse. But we had a massive rebuild with injuries. Jackie Markins was out, Kyogo was out, McGregor was out. Guys have all been out, and we've no bat an eyelid. We've just went on, and because we've got that squad to do it. The media's come out, you know yourself, JP, have come out and Celtic should be worried. Michael Beale's this and Michael. As a coach, we don't know what he's like as a manager. See if he comes in and does well this year or next year, and he does well. Fair enough. I can go, do you know what? Fair play to you, beat us. Fair enough. But can I see that happening right now? No, I think we're too good. I think we've got so much more to give, so much more to go forward. We've got so much profit in our bank, but they've no go. I seen the other day they're putting our loan out. Supposedly they've got another £10 million loan or something. I just can't see where. You might slip up a game or 2, but I can't see he's losing 45 games and losing the league. I can't see he's. I've said it in the last podcast, JP, to you as well. I think it was Barry and Jason. Sorry. If we go through Christmas, roughly getting say 10 points out of the 4 games, I think I'm going to say it now. I think the league's finished. I think the league's finished because we're not going to. In my opinion, you beat Rangers. Just say you beat Rangers at Ibrox, and you're still 9 points ahead, or you maybe 10 points, or whatever ahead of you. Can you really see Celtic losing 4 games within the space of 4 or 5 months? I can't see it. I know football's a crazy thing, and a lot of things have happened in football, but I just can't see Celtic losing 4 games, and any other team in Scotland, i.e. Rangers, no dropping points. I just can't see that happening. Again, football is crazy, mate. We've all seen stupid things happen. But I just can't see, like you said at the start of the pod, mate, unless we have a total mishap, a concentration, like we did in the season we all know about. I just can't see it happening. I just can't see it with these players. I can't see it in the manager, and I certainly can't see it. The fans won't let it happen. That's the thing as well. We'll be in the ground this time. So if we did maybe lose a game or 2, listen, fucking don't be complacent. I'm not being complacent. I'm only saying it on what I can see now. And what I can see now is we're, I think, 16, 17 goals ahead, roughly. 9 points ahead. We've lost 1 game in 46, 47, roughly, games.
Aye.
What makes you think they're going to go and lose 4 or 5 in a row? It's just not going to happen. It's just not going to. If it happens, then I'll have egg in my face. Big time. But I'm not going to have egg in my face. I don't like egg, and it's not going to happen.
Aye. You done a Josh Windass. I don't like egg, but I like omelettes. Egg in your face like Big Kurt Broadfoot. No, as I say, mate, again, mate, Andy Gray stuff there, man. I better fuck the follow that, do you know what I mean? You done really well there to explain all that. You actually stole off my script here, man.
Mate, actually, the thing is, I've been got a script.
Can't believe you've done it, man. You photocopied this and on sent this to me.
This is why, mate, telepathic, man. That's just all about.
Aye. I suppose that's a good thing. Me and you're on the same wavelength. You know what I had fucking not done in my sheet.
That's what happens to you, mate. Your mind goes was great.
I need to turn that camera off at night. I forgot you've got the code to that thing, man. You're zooming in on that. What's he going to say, right? I need to be up to it. Oh, yeah.
You've ring door apps on my phone.
Aye. It's your bogus gas, man. You're not getting in.
I'll send you a wee Just Eat tomorrow, mate, right?
Nice one, aye. We card at the boat, mate. Sorry. Sorry for playing you on the podcast. No, as I say, it's one of the things, mate. It's like I say to you, mate. They live in some sort of deludedville that they're the only ones with a fucking passcode to the padlocks on the gate to get in. Because I've honestly never seen or ever came across anything like that in my life. I seen one today, mate. The guy thinks they're signing the boy Ramos that just played for Portugal the other night. But I know you're laughing. This is where we are. This is how far the medication stretches. We're now at the point now we're thinking that they're signing guys for Benfica. And then he has the audacity to say to a guy, the guy says to him, mate, he'll be worth about 40 million now. He just scored a hat-trick for Portugal. He says, aye, but see when we put the bid in, they'll be under pressure. No want to keep a guy that doesn't want to be there. And I'm going like that. And this is where he went to. This is how scary it got, right? I thought Halloween was in October. He went, he'll be wanting to be part of Beale's Bears. Have you ever heard the biggest load of tripe in your life? I'm telling you, I said it weeks ago. It was me, you, Barry, and that were on. I says, half the shite they talk isn't true, and the other half's hard to believe. Because
I've said it for listen, I say things personally that I wouldn't say it a platform because you end up getting yourself, you said this and said this, it didn't happen. But the only threat to Celtic, in my opinion, is Celtic. You're 9 points ahead, you're 16, 17 goals ahead. You've got just about your full stem squad back. Basically, McGregor's fit as well, so your captain's back. Everybody's happy-ish. Nothing about Janovic and Jackie Marcus throw the toys at the pram. The manager's happy. New signings. Well, the only threat to us is no playing well. If we turn up, I can't mean exactly how many games are left. Just say, I don't know, 17, 18 games left or something. I don't know. I don't know off the top of my head. But you just can't see Celtic drop. You might drop 1 or 2 games because we can't play well every single game. We know that. We've not even played that well this year. And we're 9 points ahead. I know people, John Lundstrom, try to say that, oh, no, we're behind because yours. No, you're behind because you Celtic beat you 4-0 Celtic.
No, you're behind because he's not good enough. You're behind because he's absolutely panties. He's a honky tonk. That's why he's behind. He's behind because your team aren't good enough. They're full of guys who don't have belief in themselves. They lack hunger. They lack desire. They lack a will. And they also lack the ability to understand a Dutch manager. Now, whether they be saying it twice, I don't know, because that'd have been double Dutch, but there you go. But as I said, they lack something. They lack ability to play. So it's that's what I'm saying. It's like they're all talking after one script. You know, it's all kind of very repetitive, very put in their sort of frame of mind, and it's just mental. It's absolutely mental. There needs to be extra sessions getting dished out in terms of counselling, etc. Because there's a lot of them banging trouble. I mean, there's that one today. I seen it earlier. The guy thinks they're signing Ramos. That is an absolute belter. No, that's the top target for a striker. And if they don't get him, then I don't know.
That's the full thing, knackered.
Then the next week is £2,000. Then the next week is £3,000. If we don't go from there, that's it.
That's Rangers finance.
I'm surprised nobody at that AGM stood up and says, money lenders are bad news, by the way.
You should get
money
that.
Lenders spell the end for the armadillo.
You should get that on. You should put that up somewhere, man. The next £2 million. The next week it's £3 million.
Then the next week is £3 million. Right, they get it. Well, you know what I mean.
Yeah, if you're not small, right, that's plenty. You know what I mean.
This picture of Ross Wilson sitting there with wee Paw Patrol cup at Geo left, man.
He's just shit. You see, like, no.
Aye.
No.
Drinking his Lipton iced tea. These wee scraggy knuckles sitting moulded to the cup, man. The place was that cold.
No, man. Sit me's. I'm in Frank with our cold beans.
Because the generator hadn't kicked in yet. Morelos trying to bring back Colombian dollars, know what I mean? That generator takes pounds, son, no Colombian dollars. He's been all inclusive for about 10 days, lying on a big cabana with his missus, eating pies and everything, man. Sipping on cocktails.
Brilliant, man. Obviously, I don't want to keep you too long, mate. Obviously, we've had a good chat tonight. Overall, mate, what's your steps moving forward? And obviously, progressing into the game next week against Aberdeen, which again, 12 kick-off. But it's a computer that makes the fixtures. Aye, okay.
I know, okay. Aye. Must be the same computer that they've got live on the concierge at Ibrox House.
£2 million the next week.
Aye. Yeah, we've got a recorded message with Chris Tarrant on it, talking through it. Aye.
Oh, bro.
Michael Beale got his voice like, hello, Michael, we got your friend Gio here.
Oh, man.
He's on. With your luck, we can get him up to 6 jam sandwiches. Aye. The next voice you hear will be Michael.
The transfer budget.
Then it goes to aye. Then it goes to him. Goes to Michael, and he's like, hello.
50. Get this right.
We've got a wee bit of interference here. We've got somebody else wanting to talk to you here.
It's the difference between Potus and Gomez.
Aye. What's the difference between Potus and Gomez? Don't know. You better turn your fucking PlayStation off.
Obviously the rest of the week, mate, and leading up to the game next week. What's your final thoughts?
I don't know what my thoughts are, just all that nonsense we were just chatting about there. My mind's went a total blank there. No, I'm just looking forward to it, mate. I'm just looking forward to seeing Celtic again, mate. Hopefully we get to see the game on Saturday, because it's been a lot. It feels as if it's been a long time since we've seen them.
Yeah.
And it just feels mental because of the time of year it is as well. And obviously you've got the World Cup, and then the World Cup's obviously still going to be going on while we're back. But no, I'm looking forward to it, Ryan. I'm looking forward to it. So is everybody. I just can't believe it. Is it the next home game? It's Christmas Eve?
Johnson, aye, Christmas Eve.
That's mental.
And then it's Habs and then Rangers, aye.
Right, aye. So
I know, came up as well.
Who?
Livingston's after that, isn't it?
Aye, that's after the New Year, aye. Again, that's at Celtic Park as well. But no, mate, I'm just looking forward to getting back in about it. And I think all the boys are, I know. Because once you've been off for like a week or so, they must be chomping at a bit to get back, back in about it. And no, Ryan, sorry, mate. I think we play Livy before Crimble. I just can't remember when.
Aberdeen. Is it not Aberdeen?
It's Aberdeen. So Aberdeen's the 17th. So then we'll know of a game. We'll know of a game in the midweek. We'll be playing.
Is it no? St Johnstone Christmas Eve. Habs the 28th and Rangers at Ibrox.
No, I'm sure there's a game. I'm sure we play Livy. I'm sure we play Livy. You said it, and then the penny dropped in my head. I'm sure. I don't know when we play them, but I'm sure we play them before Christmas.
Because we play we must, because it's Kilmarnock the 7th, semi-final Kilmarnock, then it's Morton. So it must be run about this time anyway. So
aye, it's in this run of games. I'm sure it is, mate. I can't think offhand now. I'll need to go and check the fixtures, but I'm sure it's before Christmas. I'm sure it'll be.
Well, the next week.
What did you say? What did you say there?
The next week.
It's not the next week. It's the next week. It's the next week. But no, as I say, like, and it's only, by the way, I can only see the temperature getting colder in Glasgow. If it's -9 an hour, I can only see it going minus something else. But I'm looking forward to it, mate. I'm just looking forward to seeing Celtic again. I'm looking forward to seeing what the team have got to offer after they come back after break. And I'm looking forward to seeing us get back to it and get back to winning Mays under Big Ange.
That's it. Frank, Bell and James, 21st of December. I knew that. So it's 5 games we've got. So if we stay 5, if you don't stay on 5, mate, I just can't see anything else.
There you go. I did say it. I didn't know. I knew it was before Christmas. When you said Livingston there, and then I went, hold on, I think that's before Christmas.
That's the next home game, then it's St Johnstone. So
we play like that's in the midweek then.
So it's 2. So it's Aberdeen, 2 home, then Hibs and Rangers away. So 3 away, 2 home.
Right.
So if you stay unbeaten, in my opinion, especially your 3 away games, if you roughly come out with that, that's 5 games. So that's 15 points in it, roughly. That's 15, no, 12. 3, 6, 9, 12. 15. So if it was, I'll say, just say if you make that with 12 points, I just can't see how, because I can't see them. I think we beat them, so they got that points, in my opinion. So I just can't see how the table's going to get lesser. I'm agreeing with you, it could get bigger, because if we get into that game, obviously we'll speak about it as time goes on, but if we get into that game with a fully fit squad and we're flying from maybe the games beforehand, you just can't see anything different. Right. Because they had a wee tiny bit of momentum getting into the game at Ibrox, and we won 2-1. And I know they keep saying that Rangers were a better team, but if you look at the game, Celtic just defended like a team should defend. They defended very well, we controlled the game, and we missed a few chances once again. So, yeah, like you say, mate, I know we've maybe kept a bit longer, right, but I do agree that going forward, mate, I'm like you. I don't know what you think the rest up to the Aberdeen game, but I think it's I'm like you, mate. It's just to get Celtic back and get back into Parkhead.
Aye, definitely, mate. Like I says, it's been a long time coming again, and it's going to be good when it does happen. And Celtic Park will probably no doubt be full again. But no, it's been a pleasure being back on me again tonight, mate. It's never a dull moment when us two are here, mate. I'm always smiling. Always laughing, always making jokes, always doing something, always talking shite, always doing this, always doing that. So it's been good to get a wee natter with you again, mate.
Frank, I'm good at maths, mate. This is why I don't deal money. I'm not good at maths.
I think you're showing your age a wee bit there, Frank, as well, mate, in terms of buying a calculator. Things have long gone.
I was actually in finance maths, by the way. I was not the best at maths, Frank, so I thought I was going to be this massive football player, and I turned out I wasn't. So I think I should buy a calculator and maybe start getting into maths, right? Because I'm not good at it.
What about maths? I'm all across the bar and they're good at maths either. They think they've just signed their 18th manager in their history. Since 2012, I don't fucking think so. Somehow that doesn't fit. It's the same as that any other court. World Cup there the other night as well. Richarlison scored 19 goals in 40 games, and her counting it's a goal a game. I've no idea. I'm telling you, mate, I've no idea what they put in their coffees or teas or whatever it is they drink, man. It's fucking unbelievable.
Aye, mate, obviously, Aberdeen game, but we'll speak of that. But the last bit of yourself, mate.
That's nice, mate. Thanks very much. It must be coming to Christmas, man. I thought all my dreams have came true in one night, man. Oh my God. That's back to myself. No, I've said what I needed to say, mate. And as I say, it's I'm just looking forward to seeing Celtic back. Looking forward to seeing what I've got in store for us. Guys that weren't supposedly 100% fit. I'm looking forward to seeing them, because if that's them not 100% fit, then I can't wait to see how they're going to feature now, because Haskavanovic has been absolutely, in my opinion, he's been unbelievable. He's scored a few goals now as well, so he's doing all right, mate. But what do you call it? The night's been really good, mate. As I say, for anybody, I thank everybody that's listening in. Thanks everybody for commenting, and it's been a pleasure being in chatting for you. Like I say, myself and Ryan, we're on all social media platforms. You can get us on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. Ryan's on a couple of other ones, I don't want you to tell you.
No, but obviously, aye. Don't tell him that about Michael Beelan about that. Aye, obviously we're on TikTok as well. I try and do wee videos when we make the podcast and stuff. I'm not the best technically, but trying my best. Yeah, for the YouTube, please subscribe to the YouTube channel.
I was getting to that there, but I had to get that wee bit in first, you know.
Do you know what, mate? The floor is yours.
No, as Ryan says, just please subscribe to the YouTube channel. It helps us bring content to the fans. It's totally free. And we're always looking for ideas and new people to chat to. So
I don't think so, as far as I'm aware.
Shelley, apparently the French have got a hold of it. So I read today that the French are actually in control of that fixture. So I don't know.
I don't even think Celtic TV are showing it. So I don't think it'll be live unless you get it a dodgy stream online or something. I don't know. So, but again, we don't deal in dodgy boxes. So I don't know about that. But you might have a wee look at your phone. You might find somewhere. But no, I don't.
No, we don't deal in dodgy boxes. But I'll see you at 10 o'clock for the game on Saturday night.
Aye. I'll order your phone, right? That's Wednesday tonight. I'll see you later.
Right. Well, like I say, we've taken up too much of your time tonight, mate. But as I say, it's been a pleasure chatting to you again. But aye, everybody, thanks very much for commenting in and listening into me and Ryan talking one load of Celtic.
Honky tonk.
Aye, well, steady on. I mean, I'm trying to be a bit more nice about it, and you're just your man flu's went right to your nut tonight, man. I'm telling you.
Sorry, but he's saying the next week.
The next week. Hope you've not. By the way, I hope you're not getting man flu for the next 6 weeks. I can't.
No.
I'll need to try and see if Big Jason's no busy. But no, as I say, it's been good talking to you, mate. Everybody, if I don't get a chance to speak to you personally, which is probably not going to happen, I hope everybody has a really nice Christmas and a nice time when the time comes with your family, but whatever you are doing. And massive hail to everybody as well. And as I say, we'll see you all soon.
Yeah, everybody, take care and hail.
Hail.